Well, one of the key car manufacturers over here at Auto Expo, indeed in India, is Kia Motors. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Mr. Brar is the Senior Vice President. He looks after many aspects of the business over here. The focus, of course, is sustainable transportation and the future of that.
Yeah.
How is Kia focusing a great deal on EVs, electric vehicles, including this?
First of all, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
We are the theme for Auto Expo for Kia is an inspiring tomorrow, and what we mean by that is to be a sustainable mobility provider, and it's in line with what you just asked. So we are looking at electrification of our cars, and that's going to be one of the key focus areas. So when we talk about sustainability, of course, EVs are the first ones. So we are, Kia Corporation globally is looking at 14 battery electric vehicles by 2027, and we are investing almost $22 billion
in India.
No, this is global.
Right.
And of course, we will explore some of these 14 BEVs, for some of them will come into India as well. And we have already firmed up one EV, which will come in 2025, which is a totally grounds up EV. Designed
and
for
this is a prototype, right?
Yeah, this is a prototype.
Are we going to see something like this actually on the roads in India in the future?
No.
Or
so this one is still in exploratory stage. We are trying to showcase, because this is a very radical design. It's very, very bold looking car. While it is, interiors are very luxurious, very sophisticated, and a lot of tech inside this. So, we are talking to consumers during these 7 days to understand, what do they like about these cars, what kind of features, and what kind of, importantly, price point, because that's, finally decide.
Where does Kia stand in terms of what your expectations are of the government or of your own company in getting to that price point, and how soon do you believe that we'll have that mass in India where batteries become cheaper?
For that, let's first look at, how the industry is looking to be from the electrification standpoint. The forecast is that by 2025, the market is about 4 to 4.2 million. The electric vehicle industry would be about 5%, which is about 200,000 to 250,000. But I think that's going to be the inflection point. And by 2030, it is expected to hit about 30%, by when we will have the industry to be anywhere between 5 to 6 million. And that's where, from 2 lakhs, let's say in 2025, it will grow to almost 15 lakh units in a span of 5 years, which is almost 7x growth.
Right.
I think that's, where the whole chunk of cars will also start coming in by 2025. For example, we are talking about the launch during that time. And of course, this is happening with a lot of support from the government in terms of subsidies.
What about infrastructure in India? And that's a big problem. Where do people recharge, for example? Again, what are your expectations?
Yeah, so, the government has worked a lot. I think there are about 5,000 charging points across the country. But I think one point which is really happening, which is taking care of the lack of infrastructure, is the range. Right. Now, we when we launched EV6 last year, we spoke about, the ARI said the range is almost 700 kilometers plus. Now imagine having a car with 700 kilometers of range.
That takes care of that problem.
Anxiety, yes, that's right.
But are those real world figures?
So even if you, let's say, we look at the WLTP.
The BRT in Delhi is a nightmare. I travel down it every day. Would I actually get anything close to that?
Yeah, so the WLTP figures are a little more, you can say, practical. There also the range is 528 kilometers, which again, in a single day you don't drive that much.
No.
And within the city, obviously, I think it is good to go for almost a week's time. You come back home, plug it in to your charger, and you are good to go for the...
Typically, how long does it take for your latest generation of EVs to charge? I know about fast charge technology. Could you tell us how that technology has evolved?
Yeah. So we have, in fact, we are one of the first manufacturers, and we try to be pioneer in most of them. We have 16 dealerships which are selling EVs today across India. 15 of them have 150 kilowatt chargers, and the one in Kochi has 240 kilowatts charger, which is probably the highest, the biggest fast chargers in the country.
Right.
In that, it takes about 40 minutes to fully charge.
And you would see that being disseminated across the country, in the future, and that's what will make it a much easier experience.
Yeah.
Right?
So this year we are now exploring more cities. So we have covered about 11 cities so far. We are exploring the next 20-30 cities, and we are going to go the same way we have done in the top 10 cities, because as you rightly mentioned, if I'm in a hurry and I want to fully charge my car in the shortest possible time, I think these fast chargers do a trick for you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
speaking to us.
Thank you.
There you have it, Kia Motors. They've got an exciting prototype over here. But I think the entire conversation on sustainability, electric vehicles going forward, very, very interesting indeed. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thanks. Nice meeting.
Thanks.